My name is Joanna Marta Kilatovich. It's probably not something to pronounce. So I wrote this book something like 10 years ago, and I didn't mean to write it. That's how it started. I just was writing. My life was, pretty weird, let's say. I didn't have any perspective in Poland. I'm from Poland, and I wanted to immigrate always. I was traveling in Switzerland, New York, but it wasn't happening. And this book started to happen while I started to make notes about what's happening in my life. And some of those notes were connected with dreams. So a lot of dreams were happening to me, and I of course described them in the book. It's a fiction book. I didn't dare even to put that as a non-fiction because it's my personal experience. At that time I had no idea if other people, that is happening to other people too. Are they dreaming? Are they doing astral traveling? Or they have impressions they are, I don't know, cursed, meeting their ancestors or some crazy figures, entities. So I just, okay, but that could be a fiction, and everybody will decide if it resonates with somebody. Then of course you maybe have a similar experience, or you just had something and you push it away like I did. Say, okay, let me ignore that and have a normal life. Just, So I tried to push it away, but then I said, okay, I'm going to explore that, just for my personal reasons, to see what happens. And then I of course was meeting people who also have these extraordinary experiences. They were healers. I wrote about them too, but not their real names. And a lot of synchronicity was happening with my dreams or with my spiritual work. So of course, that time I didn't really believe in the law of attraction. I didn't believe in creating your own reality, because come on, you're living in a Polish society where everything is after post-communistic country that's still going on. Everyone is pessimistic, and any moment you want to think about something optimistic, better, people normally say to you like, yeah, right, So you just do your thing and keep it quiet. And every now and then, of course, I couldn't hold myself. I said, okay, there's this technique, let me try it out. So I tried it out, and I described it in the book, how I drew my big love. So it's definitely based on my personal things. And I also didn't believe that, so I just did this work and completely forgot about it. It just happened the same day. And a lot of those synchronicities happened to me from the early childhood. This book is starting actually when young woman starts to immigrate to another country, aiming for the Netherlands, going through Germany, and going back and forth. And of course, you probably can relate if you ever traveled or tried or had an idea in your mind to be somewhere else and see how life is there. Is it your place even to be? Can you manage there? Then you can draw from that. But of course, everyone is different. And what I believed, when you are in one place, it can be most beautiful place, but it's not for everyone. So I got into astrology. And astrology tells you that according to transits, you can find your best place in the world. Well, sometimes you have to compromise something else. But there are places that are actually supporting what you want to accomplish or become in your life. And there are places that put so many challenges on you that you barely can breathe. That's what I understood that time. So I came into work with a great astrologist, and the way she was explaining stars, I described, of course, in the book too. These stars were like people. She was telling exactly like the characters, how to manage the energies of them, how to shapeshift into them, and use their energy and cooperate with them, because sure, there are some forces that we cannot control in the universe. We whether will resist them or we will not cooperate them, so it's up to us. So we can co-create, I believe, not creating whatever we want. That's what I believe. But those, I would say, miracles are happening pretty strong. So it feels also like we do create fully our reality. Unless something bad happens and they say, I didn't create that, right? I didn't. I didn't choose my parents, right? So, so that's how I started. I tried to make something beautiful out of what was happening to me. Also, it's a very egoistic reason. I just wanted to understand myself and life and what is it all about? And the most fascinating question for me in life was, can I really create my reality? How? Because everything what was happening already in America, you had here great teachers, gurus, I heard about it. But I was saying the same thing. Yeah, right, just come to Poland and you see, right? How it is, how that looks like. So my steps were really, really small and, let's say, shy. And of course I wasn't sharing that with everybody because what people will say. In this book, it starts, I don't know if you like me to read parts of that book, but you know, it's pretty, the first part is pretty short. It has barely 200 pages. And I divided this in 9 books. So the first one, we think it's something for you to explore. The second one hopefully comes soon with my publisher. And this is one that it treats more the decision here or there, that's the title of course. When you have to make a profound decisions in your life, where to go, how you gonna live your life, where. Because it depends. If you stay in one place, your life will definitely look differently than taking challenge and risking a lot. Because if you move from a stable environment into another country, you're risking a lot. You don't know what's going to happen. You actually can make worse for yourself. And that's what happened to me. Yeah, I basically was sleeping on the floor in the Netherlands, even though I was taking a whole year to prepare and connecting with a dance school. I'm also a dance teacher. So even if you think you are prepared as the best you can, and you have some connection, you always have to be prepared that there is this unknown that you cannot control, and also see what you want to do in this particular situation. I didn't tell you about my backgrounds. So pretty shortly, as you see, I'm painting too. I'm doing abstract art. It came to me as Vikings runes. So somebody just handed me symbols and told me that basically I can read them. And they had no color. They were just simple symbols, and I didn't like them. They were like, okay, what's that? So I put them into symbolism and feng shui, so to support people's development, growth, and I started, of course, among my friends to painting intentionally for something so they can choose. Everything is for something with the wish that this specific thing will happen, but of course it's also general, so you can make your own intention. So if that one is a protection, that one too, but different, then you can make an intention. What is it protecting you, and how it's really doing that? That's the one thing I do as a hobby. It started as everything, and at the same time, I was always a dance teacher, performer, dancer, actress, singer, doing all kinds of things through Poland, Germany, the Netherlands. That was my main profession, because I didn't like what I studied at the Warsaw University. It was andragogy, and then psychotherapy connected with movement, which was better. So I didn't want it to be a teacher, basically. It was a lot of philosophy, a lot of psychology. I liked that, but it was always something missing for me in clinical psychology. So if you have interns in psychiatric hospital, and everything is so clinical, you're missing a lot, right? You cannot really connect with that if you want something else, if you want something more. So I started to explore psychology plus shamanism, and I found process-oriented psychology. Did you ever hear about that? Process-oriented psychology.
Process.
Yeah. So there was a guy from Switzerland, Arnold Mindell, and he was in a Jungian psychology, and he studied quantum physics, he studied a lot of things, also shamanism, and he developed this method that our psychology is lacking a lot. And Switzerland is now absorbing his knowledge, but he left to America. So he lives in Oregon currently, and he has an enormous huge community of people. There is studies actually, very expensive. And I started to go for workshops. And one of these workshops were also treating subject of dreams. And I didn't believe that according to dream from your childhood, you can predict somebody's tendencies of addictions, career, quality of relationships. So when they put me in a testing group and I had to do that to another therapist, I was really impressed that I guessed everything, but I was just like guided. You are really having a workshop how to do it. It's really powerful. I really recommend that one. But that, of course, added to my experiences with dreams. Because if you dream, that's our topic for today, and our workshop will be lucid dreaming. So I'm not going to put you to sleep, don't worry. You don't have to sleep. Lucid, for me personally, it has two meanings. It's when you sleep, you can be aware that you dream, but also if you have a vision and you're conscious that you are having a vision, that's also lucid dreaming, because you're dreaming while you are awake. So this is where we're going to go today. So you're completely aware, no trance, no losing your consciousness. That's what I like most. Unless somebody can go into dreams and can redirect a dream, and knowing that you are in a dream that's happening. I had spontaneously things like that, but I don't focus on that. I mean, if it's happening, it happens. Although recently, somebody important to me died in Germany. I couldn't be on funeral. So I did this like, okay, let me do astral projection. And funny thing that I had a dream about the ceremony. I had a dream about not only alive people coming there, but also other souls that living aside, which was looking a little bit creepy. Because some of them, I didn't know that they knew that they were dead, or just in another dimension. And I felt the feelings of people joining the resistance of somebody close to me that even didn't want to go because of the pain. And of course I confronted, I called the next day. So yes, I almost managed to be there. So believe it or not, but it's a powerful experience for ourselves. When we experience it, you don't have to prove it to anybody, but it's meaningful for me because this person felt like I was there. So, that's connecting. Yeah, so coming back to my backgrounds, I'm a dance teacher, artist, writer, abstract art painter, and I hope that it's enough. But these cards came to me afterwards, so I'm also tarot cards reader. Accidentally, it's just some psychic in the Netherlands told me, and I swear to everybody, I will never touch tarot. Tarot is bad, right? It's bad. I don't touch it. So I went to the psychic about my career, and the psychic touched me and said, "Honey, I know you don't like tarot, but tarot will talk to you. Get yourself a set of cards." And I forgot about it. I visited my Polish friend. Hey, I got you a gift. So that's how all these synchronicities in this book, that incident is actually not written there, so otherwise I will spoil it for you. So you have plenty of other things about traveling with, I don't know how to say that, centaur? Is it correct in English? Centaur, the half horse, half centaur. Yeah, it's in astrology. Chiron, it says in Polish, maybe Chiron here. Chiron? Also Chiron? Chiron. Yeah. So when I was exploring that dream is actually here, he took me on the journey. And it was so vivid, so sensual, like really, like I could really touch it. It's some of the dreams, when you go into them, you can touch the people or objects, and they have a certain materialistic, it's a different kind of plasma or something. And the next day, of course, my astrologist told me, oh, you have this in your planet, and now it's supporting you, taking care of you. So that's just another synchronicity. Even if I didn't believe in everything what was happening, I couldn't quite ignore that. And that's all the way through from the first book, that's how it was happening. This book starts in a very meaningful moment for me. So I went to a healer. And I wanted to learn from him because I just did my third degree of Reiki. And they gave me this paper that I'm a master of Reiki, right? And you cannot be master in 3 days of training. I don't believe that. So we just laughed about it. And he said, all right, just show me what you got. So I tried to focus, hard. And he started to laugh at me because I tried too hard. And he did some spiritual work on me to help me how to guide the energies and how to practice and say, yeah, well, if you're going to practice that for another half of the year, then come back. We'll see. They say it's going to be good, but come back. That's a Polish attitude. They're never going to tell you, you are fantastic, awesome, just like here, right? They're going to tell you, okay, now you're good. That's it. That's the same with ballet classes. I don't know if you ever took Polish or Russian ballet classes. Did you?
Yeah.
Did you take that? Yes. It's basically, it's like hold your stomach, hold your everything, just hide this, pretend. And no pain. You sick? Leave it outside, right? That's how they train you. That's how I was trained. Which was good, of course, but you have to pierce through. It's making your character in a way. It's good in a sense, but it can go too far. So yeah. So it's a different dynamic between America, between Germany, between Poland, between the Netherlands, and if you travel, you have a great opportunity to learn about it, and also you pick that up. So you feel after a while that you are becoming international citizen. You are a little bit of German, a little bit of Polish, you find a little bit of American within you, and it's good because you can relate and you can understand people better. Yeah. What was I talking about? I had a thought. I wanted to say something, but oh yeah, I wanted to say that if you have any questions when I'm saying something, because I'm a little bit jumping from subject to subject, wanting to tell you so much in a very short time, and offering you the workshop so you can actually benefit from it, so you can create whatever you want, almost, unless it's cooperating. So you can interrupt me anytime if you have questions, if you want to add to it, or if I forgot to mention something, but it's almost there and you know about it. Yeah, so this book happened to me after I went to that healer, and after his work, I had painful, it's like somebody killed me in my chest. I had this thing like somebody stabbed me, and I had a vision of a zombie from ancient Egypt. And I couldn't put that puzzles together, what's going on. And then, it's like, I wouldn't say that time that it was a form of channeling, but I had a very strong vision that I was the priestess of somebody in ancient Egypt. And I really did something wrong. Basically, I was doing genetic manipulation. So, that book happened in a moment that that lady, not me of course, right? But that lady, she's gonna be killed, right? She's about to be killed, and I'm dreaming about it. And it's a funny and interesting story with being cursed. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there is the whole literature about witchcraft, about bad eye, about taking it off, about karmic correlation between what you did, you reap in the next lifetime or the same one. So I followed that concept, and the first book is concentrating on how to take that off. But the problem is that lady who's living in the current times, Jasmine, the young lady, she doesn't know, she doesn't believe the one that she's dreaming about. So it's also a concept of a time traveling, how your personality, because you maybe be conscious of being here and now, but also in your past, who you were, and those personalities or those portions of yourself in the past are sometimes communicating with you. I would say I believe in that. I'm not going to tell you it's the ultimate truth. I rather you don't believe me. Test it for yourself and tell me a feedback like, okay, Joanna, this happened, really? And this I'm not sure, or this doesn't fit for me. Because I think that's more sincere, and that's more the truth. And everyone has, in a sense, own truth to follow. So, of course, you can follow a guru. There's a lot by now. But not everyone will fit a certain person. I believe that there is a one always for somebody or a teacher. But even when I teach dance, I also recommend my students to go and take additional classes while they are taking classes with me, and also to tell me what they are focusing on, what they are looking for. Because sometimes, it's only one-sided. Right. So that's the focus of the first story, how to take that off.
I'm interested in the psychology part, like the guy in Oregon. You've studied a lot, you pursue psychology. What did you learn there about this dreaming stuff with this expert?
Yeah. So we're going to do it today, because basically if you do have a dream, and you don't know the meaning of that dream, there are certain questions that you may ask yourself, and pay attention to your feelings, your vision, your hearing, so you are accommodating in this process all the channels of communication. And for every one of us is something different. If I see something easy, better, then I'm going to have a vision. If I am a feeling person, I'm going to feel it. That's actually two of mine. But if you're hearing, you may hear melody, or you may hear words happening or coming to you. So, for example, you dream about shoes. I like the shoes, by the way.
I like shoes.
You dream of shoes, and then you ask yourself a question, what is my first connotation, association with the shoes? For me, beauty. For example, these shoes. Yes. And then you tap into more, so you're asking more, like, what is the essence of the, if you want more, what is the essence of that beauty for me? Like how I shapeshift into beauty. So then how I walk, how I behave, what do I say? And then that essence, when you're shapeshifting into that essence, it may be a signal from your subconsciousness that you need more beauty in your life, or you need to give that beauty or emanate that beauty in order to, maybe that's your current process, in order to get somewhere, experience more, something like that. So you ask those typical questions, considering your childhood dream. There is a lot of tips. I can send you that for email if you like, because there's much more. There was a whole workshop about it. But just to make it very short, you paying attention to What grabs your attention in the dream? What is going on? Is there something missing? What kind of figure is? With which figure from your dream you are associating first? Which one you keep further away from your consciousness? So let's say I'm dreaming about Buddha, for example. So Buddha, see Buddha. Could be. I like Buddha. So I said, oh, nice Buddha. But then there is somebody trying to kill me. I'm not associating with that, right? So I need to get into both energies, into Buddha energy and into that energy that wants to kill me, because that energy wants something from me. So for example, when somebody's chasing you in the dreams, very often it's like your inner critic. Because inner critic will tell you what not to do and will be very forceful. So it will tell you how badly you behave. I'm going to kill you for that, right? And you have to talk with that figure and ask, okay, what do you want? You need to find the message from the most scary figure in that dream. So then you work on both. So there is a, as I said, I'm going to send you that if you are interested in this subject of how to work on your childhood dream. There is more tips. I'm not remembering right now all of them. Because according to that, you can also predict your career, how it's going to go, what challenges you're going to have in relationship, you know, anything, what addictions you may be into or dealing with, or, you know. So it can be very meaningful. For example, I was dreaming about tape. That was my childhood dream. So the tape was rolling like this, like that, and then and then breaking. So from that, for example, for me, so just to give you an idea how to work on your childhood dream, the first thing, it goes slow. And this is how I start my projects in life. How I start relationships, slow, distant. How I start my, you know, going into summer, planning. And then I'm rolling, right? Or is everything with the food, let me taste something, or let me buy something, slow. Oh my God, I got this, let me get that one too. Somebody has to stop me, because then I'm going to buy too much, right? And then it's breaking. It's, oh shoot, I exaggerated. I don't know. I dance too much, my muscles sore because I'm into salsa. So then I'm losing myself in it. And then if you too much, of course you're going to be in pain later on. So that's how I can predict what's happening. Also with relationship, too tight, too fast. You have to distance yourself, right? You get my point? So this is how you, yeah. You can check yourself.
Something's going on over there.
Yeah. So I assume everyone has a wish. Okay, fantastic. So we're going to do that with the breathing, posture of your body, so the energy is right. So I'm going to give you some time to feel the energy of yourself and connect. Then you are going to work mentally on your wish, plus, very important, with the coherence of your heart. So basically you need a feeling. And any feeling, anything that you think of that will lead you to being thankful, loving something dearly, or feeling joyous, any positive feeling, the most intensive the better. Because you need those three components every time you create something. Although it happens sometimes, you just think of it and it happens, right? That happens too. But it's much more powerful if you connect your work with your pineal gland, with your heart. So, and you're going to draw the energy from above and from the below. So that's the main concept in a nutshell. Okay, so adjust your posture. So I recommend sitting here, comfortable. Adjust your head to see if there is any tension in your spine. So, as a dancer, work a little bit with your shoulders. We don't want any tension here, right? Yeah. So, you know, sometimes it's like you're shaking off a little bit, yeah? Check it on your legs. Are they relaxed? Yeah, okay. You can have open hands like this. Whatever you practice, whatever feels good for you, it's fine. Okay, take a deep breath. You can close your eyes with that one. The fires will come in here. That's it. Breathe in from the bottom of your spine and from above. At the same time, connecting that breath to your heart. Hold it as long as you can. And breathe it out gently, creating a ball of light around you. You do that several times, so one more time. Take your breath. From above, from below, direct it to your heart. Breathe it out gently and surround yourself with bigger ball of light. Take your own pace within it. With the next breath, try to also hold yourself a little bit above your head. So when you breathe it in, even though you create the bulb of light from your heart, hold your awareness above your head. So you're kind of looking at your third eye. That's the feeling of it. Make sure the bulb is spinning in the whole room here. And with the next one, you feel it in the whole Los Angeles. Extend it as much as possible. It's like you're embracing the whole city. The next one, let's go for the whole America. Alright, it's time to embrace the whole planet. Send it as much as love, light you can. With the next one, your ball of light is reaching the moon. Mars, Saturn, Venus, whatever comes next, I probably mixed them. Hold your awareness all the time above your head. So you need your gentle pulsating of your pineal gland behind your head. And extend your breath to the whole universe. And take the last one, going really, really high along in this universe, when there is the highest possible intelligence, whatever you believe, God, intelligence, universal, low, energy, light, love, whatever you believe in. And extend it there, you meet it there. Now feel a little bit this paradox. You are in the body, yet you are pure consciousness, hanging somewhere there in this space with the highest intelligence that exists. If it feels fine for you, thank this intelligence for anything you are thankful for. Anything that happened so far in your life, that any accomplishment. You can use anything you like. Keep breathing and holding your awareness as high as you can. You can just start with simply finish this sentence. I'm so thankful for dedicated to America. Now imagine, what is this thing you really, really want in your life? What is your desire? How does it look like? How your future would look like if that's going to happen to you? What do you see when it's going on? Just watch the movie in your mind. What would happen? How people would talk to you? What environment you would be in? How would you feel there? What you would say? How would you behave? What would you wear? What would you smell? Sense? How would you react? Where would you live? If you have a final words for that, when that's going to happen, what would you say? Like, finally that happened. Wow, I am there now. Say it for yourself. Now hold that picture also above your head and send it to this intelligence, offering this, and saying that this is what I want. This is what I would be grateful for, or I am thankful for. Thank you for bringing this to me, to my life. Unless you have something better, something even better I didn't think of. So you are opening yourself for that. Or even something that you didn't think of, but it's even greater than this. It's like a sending message there. So once you send that message, generate as much as feelings as you can. The most powerful ones are thankfulness, love, and joy. So if you have it, you're probably going to have a big smile on your face. You're going to enjoy it a lot. It will be sense of fulfillment. So in your mind, it just happened. It already existing there in the energy level. Ask this universe, intelligence, for the signs, steps that can lead you to it in the best possible and comfortable way for you. As soon as possible, right? And try to be aware of those signals when they're going to happen. Ask for a sign. Ask for something simple. Maybe you have already a code for that. Some people like the feather on their bed, and that happens a lot. But you can be also open for other things, so there will be some signals sent to you, so watch for them. You don't have to know the whole way now. It's just a step by step, and in every day for the next days, next months, ask, all right, that happened, what's my next step? And ask for, let it be revealed to you. If there is something you can do for the world, when you're going to have that, when you're going to be that, then make sure you will keep your promise. You don't have to do that part, you can. But if that's going to happen to you and you can offer something the best out of you to the world, what would that be? You are very magnetic when you are giving. Take a last moment to say thank you for that happened, already there, and it's just a matter of time when it's going to happen here in reality the best possible way for you. With the possibly closed eyes, wrap your hands like this. So you can open and close like that, as much as you can. Open them like this, above, direct your energy above, and send your thanks to that power. Committing yourself to cooperate with that, and doing your best to sensing the next messages so you can follow them. Send as much as love and light and thankfulness as you can. By now, that bulb of light is so huge that you almost like disappearing out of your body. So you can extend your hands far, far away, reaching to the sides from both of your hands. And breathing in from below and from above, holding your awareness on the top of your head. Last one, final breath, really hold it really long. Take a deep breath in and hold it above your head. Hold it, hold it. Let it pulsate, hold it. Hold it more, but if you cannot, breathing out gently, extending the bulb of light. And let the fulfillment of your wish help the world too. Let it serve all of us. Bring your hands together, whatever you can. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Let it happen to you. So the last thing I always do, that's from Reiki, so you can do that too. Charm. Let it happen. How was that? How was that cosmic travel for you?
It's amazing. I could feel like a whole lot of energy. I could feel a field of energy.
Yes. Great.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to feel. Yeah. Any other impressions you had? Was good? Okay. I want to know when that happens. So I actually want you to write your email and write me. I don't know if you forget to just take my card and write me when that happened. I want to know because it's very important for my work. Because then I can always suggest something, although I know it works pretty good. So let's see. Let's hope for that. But I'm curious. I hope it's not going to take a long time because I felt a lot of energy from you. So, any other impressions you want to share?
It was just nice to be able to see the scene of the unfolding.
Wow, oh my God, I felt that. You saw it, you saw a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, you saw really wide spectrum of realities there, right?
It was good.
Oh yeah. So if you're going to practice with this little exercise, what we just did, you may have additional sensations in your body. So you may have this rising kundalini, I feel like coming here, so it's coming here. So something finally released because it was blocked. But you may have like, you know, little particles almost of your cells are vibrating. You can stay in this feeling much longer and generate even more and commit yourself. The more focused you are there, it's like you are taking all of your energy and focusing up there. So all of it is going where it's supposed to go. It's like you driving one direction, because in every moment of our life when we work, we do something here, there, right? Especially me, I do maybe 5 professions right now, so I'm here, I'm there, I'm trying to multitask. So every moment you have, for an hour a day, which I recommend, even half an hour works, because I heard that within half an hour you are changing something within your brain, and you are redirecting it. So it's like your body, your brain is learning the new pattern of it, right? And you can keep sustaining that. So anytime you're going higher in your mind, the day, the life will pull you down here to fulfill the task of the day, because we are here to grow. But if you go there and it pulls you, eventually you go a little bit higher and your life will be on a different level. Of course, that doesn't have to go like that. It can go this way, that way, whatever you wish, whatever you have to go. But you're going to approach your life probably from a different perspective, because you will know that you don't have to stay dispersed. You can switch the roles anytime you like. It just takes your consciousness to switch from one moment to another. Like, okay, I'm in pain, but I can pretend. There is a powerful way. I think this is the most difficult. I'm going to share that with you. When people are in pain, physical pain, unless it's a terminal disease, and of course you need drugs to help yourself. Wait for a while how much of the pain you can handle, and go directly into pain. I'm talking about something simple like don't overboard, just go simple first. But I know that some people can do that. So if it's a headache, for example, if you feel the nagging and okay, you need to take that pill, go into energy of that symptom first and check, is it like that? And then you shapeshift into the one who is causing the pain. And you do that. You do that for a while, for several seconds, in order to find out what you need to shape or hit in your life. Because every symptom also is a message from your body what needs to be done. Just how you want to work. I can share much more.
I have a question for you. Because you're a dancer, what do you do for leg cramps?
Massage, stretching. Oh my God, we need to do another workshop here. What do you have? Cramps?
Yeah.
Okay. It's also, nutritionists will tell you, it's a lack of magnesium. Check your, I would go and check my blood test. I would do that and see if I not have a deficit. If it's happened often, especially. And then, of course, depending what you do, if you force yourself to do something and you never did, that's just, you know, normal. Massage, pressure points. So if you cannot go for acupuncture, which is also good, do acupressure. This is the most powerful. Oh, you have to cut your nails for that, but this is the most powerful. So where you have a cramps?
Here.
Okay, everybody, take that like this, and you force it like that. So yeah, like this, and you have to find those pressure. If you never did it, it could be a little bit harder. But eventually, if you keep doing that, you find a spot that your nerves are connected to that particular muscle, and you hold it there for several seconds. So keep pressure and feel how much pain you can handle. And then, these are powerful. So what I do for my legs as a dancer, I'm sorry, I have to show you that. I'm doing like that, and I do like this. And I just massage it through, because especially, you know, for ballet dancers, it's very crucial you keep it, you know, relaxed and stretching like this. So you have all these lines that you can relax at the same time. And Reiki.
And Reiki too?
Reiki helps sometimes too. But I think massage is more straightforward. Before you get there with your Reiki, it's going to take a while. It's a subtle form, but it can help. Everything what you, yeah.
Also cramping due to exercise. A lot of Olympic athletes have learned to be able to carry yellow mustard packets with them. When you take yellow mustard packets and you put them inside your mouth and you swash them around, they activate the receptor sites on your tongue, which will allow you to be able to break down and utilize more of the minerals within your system, and it can get rid of a cramp within just a minute or two.
Like a mustard package, like powdered mustard?
No, like a packet of mustard. Okay.
For like, hot
Yeah.
dogs and things.
Yeah, hot dogs in it.
Really?
Just regular yellow mustard.
Yeah.
That's what Olympic athletes use.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. See?
Thank you.
It's happening again. I just realized that when I was 20 years old and I got paralyzed 1 month before my performance. So I couldn't walk, I couldn't move, and the doctors told me that it's over. It's over. Well, I was paralyzed, so, you know, the spine was, you know, messed up. Something happened during the dance and exercise. Was no way. And I went to a bioenergotherapist and massagist at the same time. What he told me, he did his tricks, you know, everything. I still couldn't walk, but he did what he could. And then he told me, okay, take a jar of mustard, put it to the water, and sit there for an hour. And I was thinking, like, is he nuts? You know, what's going on? So yeah, mustard. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you say hot water or just water?
I think warm water. Probably not, you know, not like you're boiling in it, but, you know, warm enough. But, yeah.
But if you just haven't been drinking enough water, you'll get cramps.
Yeah.
Ah,
And
yeah.
also, you just have to drink more water.
Yes.
So I have a question out of the subject here, going back to when we were meditating. How effective would you say pendulums are as far as answering questions?
That's going to be a question for him. I don't work so much with pendulums, but I heard they are pretty powerful. It's up to you how you're connecting to the item yourself, because you're working energetically. I obviously am into that.
I have angel cards. I don't know how to do those, but
Right.
I spread them out all the
But
time.
it's a
I'm
tool.
always looking for answers.
It's a, yeah, of course, it's a tool that you are connecting your energy with it, and you're working, and you find the most, you know, comfortable item for you, the tool. But I believe Adam was working on pendulum, right?
Yeah. Basically speaking, what you want to be able to do with the pendulum. Unfortunately, many individuals will actually use a scrying plate, or they'll just throw down a map, which says if it goes this way, it's yes, if it goes this way, it's no. Probably one of the best ways is to be able to really use it like an electrical circuit. You want to be able to put whatever map it is on your hand. And take the pendulum like this. You want to be able to study the map as to which direction is yes and no. Okay?
Well, I've done it before to where I ask, my name is such, and my name is many years old, and it circles, that to me is a yes, and if it's a no, it goes to sleep.
Right, right.
So that's not find out yes or no, so then I go based on that.
You should be good.
But I'm talking about as far as what it says yes to when you ask, do you trust it, do you second
One of the
guess
things
it?
which is interesting is if you feel the energy flow through you, it's important that there's something called physical faith. And physical faith is when you actually feel faith in your body, not in your mind. If you hold faith in your mind, it can be replaced by another thought because we live with ADD minds in an ADD world around us. But if you feel it inside your body, it's important. So if you feel as well as see the sign, and you feel the energy flowing through you, it will be more distinct if it's a more distinct yes. So you'll feel the energy as well. Many times you'll feel it at the back of the neck. Many times you'll feel it right at this point on your neck, which is your emotional energy, your emotional intelligence part, which allows you to be able to absorb feelings into your heart and utilize them as information. So if you feel it in your neck, you feel it in that area right there, you feel the flow of it as more of a yes and it becomes more intense. You utilize it with your hand as opposed to on a flat board, then you'll see variations of yes. It's like variations of the truth. I mean, basically speaking, do we know what is the truth? 3 different people can look at a rose through a straw, and one person can tell you it's a rose is red, another person can tell you a rose is green, another person can tell you a rose is dangerous because it's thorns. Okay? So it depends upon the truth that's correct.
I would add, Stephanie, yeah. I just would add also what state of mind and feeling you are sitting toward with pendulum. Because if you are all over the place, the pendulum will react on that. It happens also with cards. With every